Previously on High Scores, High Stakes.
Last week, our gaming challenge was PGA Tour Golf 2K23 Front 9 Royal County Down. So basically the league table looks like this as it stands. We have Cardinal in first place with 14 points. We have Tom also in first place with 14 points. And then there's me also in first place with 14 points. And then there's Sherry with 3. The greatest game show on the internet. It's new. It's great. Cardinal's getting hammered in it. It's Name That Game. Current scores in Name This Game make for damning reading. So right now the score is Tomahawk 5, Cardinal Smith half. This week's challenge game is a throwback to Season 1. Episode 4, Season 1, Back for Blood. The infamous Back for Blood. The infamous episode in which Tomahawk failed miserably in his quest not to die in a very, very simple game. We're going to do the same mission, but rather than start at the highest difficulty, because we failed miserably at that, we're going to start at the lowest difficulty. We're going to do the bridge. If we complete that difficulty, then we're going to move it up a difficulty, and we're going to do the same mission again. Now, when you jump up a difficulty in this game, the start points for the missions get knocked back. So in the second difficulty, we're going to have to do 2 missions back to back. If we can do that, then we'll get 2 points, and we'll put the difficulty up. So once again, that difficulty is going to knock us back at least another mission. If we complete that, then we're going to get 3 points. And then there's a 4th difficulty. If we complete the bridge on the 4th difficulty, then we'll all get 4 points. So we've bumped the difficulty up to veteran, and we learn one of the mechanics of Back for Blood, and that is the higher you go up the difficulty scale, the less starting points there are for the missions. That is veteran level completed. We have failed that run, and thus ends the triumphant retribution story, the redemption story of the High Scores, High Stakes podcast. Not only did we successfully do the lowest difficulty, we successfully did the 2nd difficulty and got absolutely massacred in the 3rd difficulty. But here, it's 2 more difficulties than what we did in Season 1. We're no further along with the league table deadlock that we've seemed to be stuck in, but Sherry has closed the gap ever so slightly. So the league, as it stands, is me, you, and Cardinal joint first with 17 points. Sherry is now 4th with 7 points. Next Monday, our challenge game is going to be Trials Fusion.
Now, on to this week's episode.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of the High Scores, High Stakes podcast. The podcast that tries to keep its balance, but still winds up face first in a wall. I am your host, Mr. Luvva, and with me as always is my co-host.
Good evening, Luvva. It's Tomahawk here. It's just the 2 of us this week.
Yeah.
A strange manner. We can't seem to get some coherent hosts.
Yeah,
crazy.
Cardinal can't make it. Sherry still, I don't know, dark side of the moon or somewhere.
Want to make it, yeah.
So it's just me and you, mate. There's no one else here at all.
Not at all.
So we're just gonna have to make this work. It should be shorter because obviously we won't be able to play Name That Game, and what we're playing is gonna be really short as well this week. So it is what it is. Oh, hold on.
Sure. Everyone needs 20-minute podcasts these days. That's it. Micro side.
Lunch break podcasting. We're innovating. And we're going to change the planet. But no, obviously, it is not just me and you, Thomas. You know this. I know this.
That would be
so
awkward.
These 2 guys on the opposite side of the screen should be familiar to long-time listeners. So, boys, introduce yourself. Let's start with you, C-Ran.
C-Ran, what is up, guys? Good to be back. I think it's been about 2 months now since I last was on.
Yes. I think you went into hiding after you got a hiding in Uno.
I was cheated, robbed.
I mean,
You want to
Absolutely
hide
robbed.
and lick your wounds. That's
He,
right.
he didn't call Uno. He didn't call Uno. The point of the game, he didn't call Uno.
I mean, there's
Fair
only
enough,
one
I
way
was-
to there's only one way to resolve this. Everyone listening to this, go watch Uno Dos Tres and tell me, am I right or is C ran right? It's me. I
They'll
won.
say that you didn't call. They'll say you didn't call.
This
Unless there was
I mean,
some.
there was a
editing.
VAR review and everything. We did the whole. I'm not saying it just because C-Ran's here, but we did
Yeah.
we went to VAR, okay?
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
As soon as
sure.
we start, bang, big gaps. Love it. Never change, Tom. But yes, so C-Ran came to the podcast. He knocked on our door. No, actually, he kicked the door in and said, "Lads, I'm going to beat you in Uno in your first side quest." We sent him packing, and then we had another guest kick down the door, threaten our livelihoods, saying, "I'm going to beat you in Golf with Friends," which was side quest 2, which brings me to our good friend Randy Ritchie. What about you, Randy, mate?
How's it going? Need to remind you guys that I played 3 games.
Mhm.
I won 2 of them, and you
Mhm.
decided to show none of those 2 games.
I don't believe
I'm
that'd
not
be
surprised.
relevant.
I'm not
mean-
surprised.
Yeah, it's like I was like at the end. Oh, Tomahawk! I forgot you won that game. Oh my! I was like, oh, shocker! You picked that one. Yeah,
I win.
yeah,
I win the one that
no
matters.
surprise.
That's it.
No surprise.
I mean, second guest on, second big claim. I mean, you're
I have
coming here saying
evidence.
we played 3 games. I recorded 3 games. I mean, you can fake anything using video footage. I mean, they faked the Midland
Clearly.
in 69. You know, they got Roman Polanski in, mate. He did the whole thing. You, for all I know, has got Roman Polanski in that cupboard behind you there, editing away, making it seem like we played 3 games. We played 1 game. You came second.
He's on dusk.
Things you love to see.
So if you think Randy Ritchie was robbed in Golf with Friends, I'm going to point you in the direction of Side Quest 2. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a good one.
It was
I like
a
big
banger.
putts. Yeah,
I was a bit annoyed about Scott Pilgrim feeling us miserably, but
big
that's
time.
Yeah,
what it
big
is.
time.
Yeah.
Now that actually did occur. There was Scott Pilgrim played, but the online code was absolutely dreadful.
We didn't get past level 1.
Yeah.
Definitely not skill issue.
No, definitely not. We would have
Not at all.
completed that game if it weren't for the netcode.
Probably.
Sorted. Ubisoft. I haven't seen any
Yeah, but
patch notes since that episode. Ubisoft are clearly slacking off. Eve's Guild mode.
given that game has been out what, a year and a half since at that stage,
That's
probably not going to see it.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Eve's Gilmo. Sort it out, kid. Sort it out. Fix
You've
it.
got the money.
Exactly, mate. I mean, Sherry brought Motorfest, or whatever it's called. Use that money. Fix Scott Pilgrim. 70 quid. Bang. Done. Right. What is High Scores, High Stakes? It's really, really easy. It's 4 friends, lots of PlayStation challenges, 1 league table, 1 winner. Every week we play a game and we play a challenge in said game. And every week we will have a winner, a loser, and 2 in between. So the league table, as it stands right now, is the tightest it has ever been in High Scores, High Stakes history. It is looking like this. In first place is Cardinal Smith with 17 points. In first place is Tomahawk with 17 points. In first place is Luvva with 17 points. And in fourth place is Sherry with 7. The streak
Beautiful.
Standard,
continues.
yeah.
I mean,
He
he did
is-
say rock solid foundation. He's living up to that reputation, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also,
Don't need
prior
it.
to record, I genuinely thought we were on episode 4, so I was thinking that league table doesn't sound right. No, but here we are, episode 5.
I mean, there's no dedication to the podcast here at all.
Not
I
at
mean,
all. No, we're
Cardinals decided-
part-timers.
Cardinals decided, can't be bothered. Sherry hasn't been bothered since like May. And now you? Am I flying solo?
I mean,
I'm go-
I'm here at least, but I just don't know what week we're on anymore. That's it.
I mean, we've replaced the other 2. I can replace you, Tomahawk. It'll be easy.
AI is a big thing these days.
AI Tom.
There's plenty of Tomahawk on the internet for an AI deepfake to be really, really quite simple.
Happy for all.
Here, give me one less job to do. This will be absolutely ideal. Please don't. I love this podcast. Don't ever let me go.
It's all I've got.
It's the only thing that brings me
I'll
joy.
do anything, okay?
And speaking of bringing joy into people's lives, Tomahawk, tell me, what game has been bringing you joy this week? So, without any further ado, Tomahawk, what are you playing?
Beautiful. I haven't been playing an awful lot this week, actually. I dipped back into Sea of Stars. I got stuck on a boss, so I went and started playing the Rider, the DLC in Alan Wake,
Oh.
in preparation for Alan Wake Dose.
Ooh,
It has been a hot minute.
It's
yeah.
bloody difficult.
Yes.
Why is it so difficult?
Because you're a scrub, and the
Yeah,
game
I mean,
difficulty has nothing to do with the
that's
game. It's just
Pretty
you.
obvious.
Have you been studying your DualSense controller, looking for the A button?
Yes, the mythical A button.
It's the cross button or the X button, depending on what you want to call it, mate.
So I loaded it up there like an hour before record here,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get swarmed by all the bad guys, like pretty much from the get go.
Mhm.
I haven't played Alan Wake in a while, so I'm trying to get my bearings back on the controls on it. But you just get swarmed, and your flashlight has minuscule battery, and you do no damage. So it's I'm just gonna batter through that then until I can muster the courage to go back to Sea of Stars and fight the Necromancer.
It's a whole heap of
The
excuses I'm
Necromancer.
hearing here.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a whole heap of excuses. I don't remember it being that difficult. I do remember the last bit of it being really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I do remember the end of that DLC being extremely difficult, but honestly, apart from the story aspect of that DLC, I don't remember any of it.
Okay. This is the first run through for me, actually. I've actually never
Mhm.
done any of the Alan Wake DLCs. I know you said a previous
The-
episode that this
the
kind of
Rider-
ties in
with
the extended
Control.
universe, we'll say. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't remember any of the DLC. The
only
Rider
was-
DLC.
There was
Was it
two.
one,
There was
two?
the Signal, and then there was the Rider.
Oh, I
So
do
the
remember
Rider
the Signal, yeah.
revolves around.
Thomas
this is-
Lane.
It's not a spoil. It's not a spoiler. It revolves around a typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that's
Yeah.
a spoiler.
We've had this discussion about spoilers now. It's out long enough, I think. It's
Well,
fair game.
Oh, 2009, I think. Yeah, it's more
are you
than.
playing it on?
9?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's like, yeah. I think you're right.
Statutes expired on that one. Like we
yeah.
can
I mean,
spoiler away.
American Nightmare was 2012, so
I never finished American Nightmare, to be fair.
no, nor did I. It wasn't very good at all. It just wasn't.
Yeah, I heard that.
It was a Summer of Arcade game, and it wasn't good. Well,
It was an arcade game.
yeah,
I forgot about that.
it wasn't
Summer
great.
of Arcade.
Did it
I
get
missed
remade
that.
for PS4? Is that how you're playing it?
Remastered for
Or
PS5.
remastered? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Oh, really?
Xbox One. Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah.
It came out start of the year, February, March
I've never
time.
played it
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
It's really
I-
good.
I get it mixed up with Alone in the Dark. I don't know why.
It was on PS Plus not that long ago, Alan Wake, wasn't it?
Like 2 months ago,
2
I
months
think,
ago?
yeah.
So you probably
It's-
have it in your library.
See, I
Probably
bought
like-
it 3 months ago, and then it came on the PS Plus. I
That's
was
right.
like a scrub.
It's basically like a nice combination of Resident Evil 4 and Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
I love that. That's
Probably,
a great
yeah,
analogy.
That's probably the best way to put it.
it's a,
The flashlight is one of your best weapons.
it's a good game, and it has that like Remedy craziness to it, like the TV shows.
Yeah. They,
Yes,
really
yes.
and the
they
radio.
love that building universe type thing.
Yes, it is. It's a good game. I loved Alan Wake. Loved it. Have you been playing anything else, Tomahawk, or just Alan Wake?
That's just Alan Wake, and I'm gonna dip in and out of
Sea
Sea
of
of Stars. Like the difficulty just ramped up on one of the boss battles, so it's I need to
Sounds
go
like
with
you're-
the tactical mind needs to be applied to it.
Or the classic RPG trope of go farm and come back OP.
Mhm.
That works.
No,
good.
because it's so
Yeah.
narrative driven, you actually can't.
You can't.
No,
Nah, well, mate, get
That's-
good.
Probably a good thing.
it's gonna force me to play better. That's what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get good. Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was very intriguing, Tomahawk. Very
No
intriguing.
problem.
Randy, tell me, what are you playing?
I haven't really been dipping into much AAA games at the moment, which is the sad thing. But I'm filling up that PC slot that
Yes.
has
What?
been left absent this week.
Excuse me? Filler
We'll
up,
ignore
lads.
that. But I think even for the past year, I've been dipping like quite frequently into old school RuneScape, which
Oh,
is
dear.
shameful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yeah,
dear.
which
Cardinal
like,
is with us.
Oh,
yeah,
this
basically.
is
Don't tell me he plays this.
no,
No,
this is
no.
worse than Cardinal, and
No,
Cardinal's
no, no,
pretty
no.
bad. Like,
Yeah,
oh
like
dear
this,
Lord.
like basically, it is a click on thing. Number appears, number go up. Dopamine, happy chemical. That's pretty much like that's how the game work really.
Dear
It is
Lord.
kind of interesting though, like because I would have played it also way back when I was a teen when it came out, like in 2003 or 2004 on a browser on Flash Player.
Yep.
You know, so and like the way the game has kind of come like mechanically, in terms of like combat is like really really interesting. Like I started playing as an Iron Man in it, so I don't have to play a bit of an economy. I basically like any items I have to go acquire myself, so I can't trade with other
Okay.
players in the universe. So like you have to go and if you want to get this weapon that a boss drops or whatever, you have to go and kill it and
Kill it.
hope that you get that drop.
Yep.
You get lucky enough to get the drop and things like that. And sometimes you can be really lucky, which I have in some cases, and then sometimes you're sitting there going dry and wanting to drop a toaster in the bath. But
Beautiful.
it goes from one
Dark.
extreme to the other.
I will say one thing, and I
Um,
appreciate you being the guest, coming on as a guest on this and pulling as a whole on this one. You could have said
Mhm.
any game under the sun. You could have made up a game,
Yeah.
and it would
oh
have been
yeah,
better than
you're like
RuneScape.
why RuneScape? No, like it's been the one on like the back burner for like quite a while, but eventually I burn out of it and go, yeah, I'm like it's just a realization when you're just sitting playing it, going, why am I playing this? And then you log out and you don't actually play it for like months, that sort of way. You know, it's just, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's cozy. You can kind of like I can watch like shows and stuff like that there, where my character is like sitting mining
Oh, it's background.
mindlessly and
Yeah.
stuff like
Mining.
that. There, you know.
I'm just glad you
Yeah.
said mining, mate.
Yeah, I'll do that actually.
But yeah,
Anyway,
that's
moving on. But though,
hopeful.
in more Counter Strike has also been played a little bit
See, you
here
should have
and
said
there.
that. Led with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have led with that because that's been the more exciting part of the life. No, if a couple of guys that are way better than me at the game. I'm like the scrubby fifth that kind of comes in. Just
You're
to
in the
fill
backpack?
because like you need the queue with 5 people.
Okay.
And Counter Strike 2 is just officially launched. I haven't actually played that version
That's
of
what I
it.
was going
But
to say, because today's the last day of Go, I think.
yeah,
which is
Playing that, yeah.
CS:GO has gone.
R.I.P.
But
GBNF.
it's been the alpha's been pretty good. Alpha, beta, whatever test have been on at the moment.
Yeah.
It's been some of the stuff that really added to it. Like it's a lot of quality of life changes. Like when someone deploys a smoke, if you actually shoot through the smoke, it clears like a little
It's particle
passageway.
based now,
particle
isn't it?
based. Like you throw a frag grenade at the smoke, it just dissipates for like about maybe
Nice.
1 or 2 seconds. You know, so you can get it. You can see a bit of visual if needs be. It's really really impressive what they've done. The ragdoll engine's as good as ever. There is some jank still because of the beta test. There was someone that turned into Stretch Armstrong. Like
Love it.
they died from the top
Incredible.
platform. I'm not good with the maps because I don't play it like religiously, but it was overpass or something like that. But like their arm was like dangled all the way from the top platform, and you see their body still like it's just this
Dangling
one massive arm that's like just taking up the entire screen.
Love it.
Um,
Sounds like RuneScape.
yeah. Oh well, as well. It's a different level of jank, which we don't want to get into. Yeah. Not going to turn this into a RuneScape podcast though, because like
High
We're
scores,
not.
RuneScape. Yeah.
you will have no viewers. So
This is true. I'm contemplating turning this off with RuneScape talk.
this week we have Luvva, Tomahawk, and
The
C-Ran.
end.
Just a load of awkward cuts. I just want to say to anyone listening to the audio podcast, ignore that fourth laugh you can hear. That's my house is haunted.
got the Simpsons episode coming to mind whenever Homer's footage got taken apart.
Oh
Rock
yes.
bottom.
Rock bottom, yes.
Hello, Homer.
Incredible.
This is God. Free Jones from TV's Rock Bottom. Right. Before we get stuck into a downward spiral into The Simpsons, C-Ran, tell me, what are you playing?
Well, mine isn't straightforward. I've been playing quite a lot, but it's all for the same purpose. I set myself this challenge a while ago, and it was to do a complete living dex of Pokemon.
Oh.
So I have to have every single Pokemon, and I'm currently, I've got 1,006 Pokemon, and there's like 1,020.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's
not
just
bad.
Wow.
there's some that are just, I'm playing for a whole game right now just to get one. Do you mean? And then I had to get up the 3DS, scan a QR code to get one. It is it's a hassle. Then I'm playing
That's a
Pokemon
grind.
Go. I'm playing Pokemon Go at the same time at work to get
Yeah.
Pokemon that I can't capture in the games and send them over to the Switch. It's a hassle. And then there's one at the minute. I'm playing free one at the minute. And then I bought the DLC for Pokemon Sword. And so I assumed I bought the DLC. It'll carry over to Pokemon Shield. No, I have to
course it
buy the
Shady for
DLC
that?
again. I have to buy.
No.
So it's like 25 quid, and it's for 2 Pokemon. And I'm like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, is it too much? Is it too far? And I'll probably bet. I'll probably bet.
I mean, is it not part of the expansion pass, no?
No.
That's
Unfortunately,
it.
not. That's just Mario
No.
Kart for some reason.
Nintendo, hang your head
That's-
in shame. It's
It's not
disgusting.
surprising. It's not surprising.
No, it's not. But
It's actually on
That's-
brand.
that shouldn't be
That is the
accepted just because it's Nintendo does this all the time. We should
No.
shun Nintendo from the gaming community.
I think
Boo
Nintendo
these
fans
men.
have. I think Nintendo fans just have Stockholm syndrome at this point. I think it's just
That's
with
it, they're-
we're in love with our captors.
that's
I
the
mean,
first
that's-
Pokemon game I haven't bought their release.
Scarlet and Violet.
I can't. Yeah, I can't even remember the name of them. Yeah,
It's rough.
Yeah,
It's rough.
just
I had fun, but it's
appropriate.
it's rough. It's very rough. When they release the new Switch, and then I'll go back to play it, I'll be like, oh, this was good.
In fairness, they've been working Game Freak to the absolute bone because there's been 6 Pokemon games in the last 2 years, hasn't there?
Yeah,
Including spin-offs.
but
No, there's usually a game every year.
They decided to give Game Freak skeleton staff, like literally like 10
That's
people
what-
or something
that's
like
what-
that.
that's
Like,
what I'm
Give
saying.
them a AAA team and
Yeah.
push out something quality. Like,
In the last 2 years, there's been like,
yeah.
let's go Eevee and Pikachu, wasn't there?
They outsourced for the Diamond and Pearl
s-
remix. So they
yeah.
did the,
And
and now
there's
they're
a big-
suing them. It's
There was a Mystery Dungeon remake not long ago
the-
either.
The Diamond and
I
Pearl
mean,
remakes were so safe as well. Like they literally didn't change anything.
oh no,
or-
that's
That's all
frustrating.
right.
No,
That's all
the
Yeah.
they made Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl was these games, and everyone liked them. And then they made Platinum, and Platinum was perfect. Everyone loves Platinum, and they're like, okay, it's time to remake them. And they seen Platinum, and they're like, move. Diamond and Pearl will remake yous.
Yeah,
And they took all the nice things from Platinum. They took everything from it. I was like, out of there. And then it's a like for like remake. They don't add anything. It's really, I enjoyed it. I bought it and played it, had fun, but it's Stockholm syndrome.
There's a lot of, I hate this, but I bought it full price and I regret nothing.
and I didn't get the
through
pre-order
them.
bonus.
Meanwhile,
Didn't get the pre-order bonus. I was raging about that.
Matt
Game.
Bowser is like,
With a perfect name.
and you'll
Yeah.
buy it again next year.
Spot on, yeah.
I just think, can we not just go back to Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue and the transfer cable
Gold and
and when
silver.
life was simple?
No, gold and silver.
They've went back to that region like 4 times.
Yeah, we've seen that region too many times. Gold and silver.
I don't
it's
really think I understand Pokemon anymore. I just
Yeah.
once there was more than 151, I kind of just shut down. I think,
It's
and for good reason after listening to that.
I
it's
mean,
rough.
When there's passionate, heated Pokemon fans, you know, you just feel it in the room, and you go, "Oh no, I need to get out of here."
So, gonna rein this in because I feel as if we could talk all day. Well, you three could talk all day about Pokemon. So, Luvva, to round this all off,
yes.
what are you playing?
Ironically, I've been playing RuneScape.
That was not on my bingo card.
Christ on a bike.
Yeah, but actually, in all seriousness, this has been a particularly nerdy episode, and I regret my decision to ask these two on because they've
We're not
brought
doing
down.
guests again, yeah.
I mean, like, I just saw a review of this podcast last week on iTunes that's like the coolest gaming podcast on the internet, and I was like, yeah, spot on. We've lost that with RuneScape. Now it's the 5th mention of RuneScape this episode, and I'm disappointed. No, I'm gonna bring it back with real hardcore games, not this Pokemon Let's Go catch them all and pay Nintendo what 140 for the cartridges and then another £50 for the DLC for each game plus the money for Pokemon Bank or whatever it's called these days. I mean, it's mental amount of money.
Pokemon Bank.
Remember that? That's what we
Yeah.
passed in the past. No, I have been playing.
Forgot about that.
I have been playing Resident Evil Remake HD Remaster. What a title! It's the most Capcom title of all time.
It's all it's
Couldn't get
missing is an
more
ultra.
Capcom.
But I can confirm it is still a great,
Holds
great,
up, yeah.
great game. One thing I will say is if you're going to play it, it defaults to widescreen, which just stretches the life out of those beautiful pre-rendered backgrounds. Turn it off and just go back to 16:9, and it looks stunning. It looks stunning.
Nice.
Class.
I think I
Apart from
remember that.
The full
Yeah.
motion videos haven't been touched since the GameCube, but I think that's because they lost all the source code for it because game preservation, why would you do it? But the game is still unreal.
Where are you up to in the story then, or just starting out, or?
No, I've been running through it. I am at Neptune, the
Okay.
the shark. I am there.
Oh, yes.
And it's that annoying
remember
puzzle
it
of
well.
the 3 levers. You have to get the right combination of the 3 in order to get the crash barrier to come down, otherwise he drowns you and then eats your wee corpse. But speaking of which, though, that is one thing I have noticed and I don't agree with is the death animations have been edited and censored.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I got cornered by a Crimson Head earlier on, and you remember they kill you, and then they would cut your head off, and your body would fall to the ground, and they would start eating you in the ground, and then when you are dead, it would zoom out where you're being eaten. It doesn't do that. It just you get knocked to the ground, the zombie will start eating you, and then it's just a generic Jill lying on the
Fade to black or
ground. You
something,
are
isn't it?
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World's
What
gone
version are
soft.
you playing? Sorry, is it on Steam or
Yeah, Steam version. I'm playing it on the Steam Deck.
version? Yeah,
That's
that's
strange.
why I played it. Strange. I can't even remember that actually, but yeah, it probably was a bit censored. Come to think of it.
Yeah, unless my memory of the GameCube version is completely wrong, I do remember them having unique death animations for the "You Are Dead" screen. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's one thing that's stayed out to me. It's been annoying me. So that's been.
Where's my blood and violence?
I need it. It's a zombie game where I'm blasting through hordes of zombies.
Yeah.
Give me my blood and gore, please, Capcom.
Was it rated? It would be rated 18, yeah.
Oh yeah, it would
Yeah,
be
that's
Yeah.
strange.
because of themes and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know
if it was
what
on,
it is.
if it was on the Switch, it'd be like, okay, fair enough. But
But
That's just because they can't run it.
this
They
is the thing.
demake
though.
it further.
yeah, I know that is actually.
But hasn't there been a couple of games released recently where the Nintendo Switch version is the least censored? Like Nintendo or Sony and Microsoft censor them a bit more than Nintendo.
I mean, have you
Nintendo's
have you looked through the eShop store like
No.
recently or anything like
No.
like a Nintendo Switch? I mean, like literally every other girl, like or every let's say every other girl, every other game is like a
Ooh.
very much like a anime nude looking title. That's what
Oh.
way.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Literally,
gonna have
it's
to order a wee Switch there.
that's on the menu. It's so
Get the
full of
Mortal Kombat.
shovelware.
Well, hello, sailor.
How did I get to this from Resident Evil? I don't even. On that
I don't know, but we need to get this
Quite
back on
natural.
track. Okay,
yeah,
back on
that's why
track.
I'm stopping.
So I say let's talk about nudie anime games on Nintendo and more guessing games from their Amazon reviews. Folks, are you ready for the internet's latest, greatest game show? Name that game. Name that game, folks. It's back and it's more structured than ever. Okay, here's the rules. C-Ran and Randy. Okay, Cardinal has this thing of just shouting out games. So I will read the review. When I'm reading the review, no one speaks. Do you understand me? Easy peasy.
Yep.
Once I finish reading the review, you will each get one guess of the game each. If someone gets the game right, you will get 1 point. If no one gets it right, I will read one clue. and then you'll get
Okay.
one more guess each. I'll
Okay.
give you 3 clues. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Now, here's what we do. Okay, we're having a league table between Cardinal and Tomahawk, and Tomahawk is absolutely smashing Cardinal in. So Cardinal is currently 5 points to Tom and half a point to Cardinal. So here's my involvement in this. I want to see if a one-off guest can score more points than Cardinal can in the entire season.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez.
so you two guys are playing for yourselves here. So the league. Oh, actually, I forgot. The league is incorrect. Here's the real league table. Tomahawk is on 5. Google is on 1, and Cardinal's on half.
How's
So
Google got one?
Because Cardinal Googled the answer for one of the ones last week.
No.
What? Oh, come on.
A man has no integrity.
He
Absolutely
did it on
zero.
this incredible way on the video.
It did enter my mind, but you would just hear me going.
You could see it on the video record last week. He had the phone in his hand and it casually just dropped off the bottom of the screen. And he's like, "Is it by any chance X, Y, and Z?"
Is it Ghost of Tsushima by any chance?
I can see why I didn't show his face. He's embarrassed.
Living in
Right.
shame.
Accent.
Disgusting.
It's shameful behavior, and it should be grudge chipped by Tomahawk, but that's what it is. Anyway, right, these reviews, obviously I have curated them and I have removed any sort of like indication about what the game could be. So I've removed developers' names, and if there's any sort of sentences that gives away the game, then I've removed that too. So I'm going to read a customer review from Amazon. Are you ready for game number 1?
Let's get it.
Are you
go.
ready to name that game?
Do it.
Game number
Let's
1.
go.
This developer is a real mixed bag of quality in the gaming community. When they strike gold, they strike it hard, like they did with their debut title. But when they fumble, you get their last 2 or 3 titles. This game, thankfully, lies in the former. It's not up to the standards of their debut game, but I don't regret buying it like I did their last 3. The positives. The characters are well defined. They start off as your stereotypical horror movie cliches, but I was surprised how much I grew to like them. Well, most of them. You'll see. The choices in the games are numerous. As well, they should be, considering there's 186 different endings. Yes, you read that right. 186 different endings. So it really does feel like your decisions have weight. I made what I thought was a bad choice in Chapter 2 and sat there like a stone in my stomach throughout my playthrough. That kind of dread is hard to come by in games nowadays. C-Ran, Randy, Tomahawk, name that game.
Do you just say, or was there
I'm
like
going to
a...
go with my tactical approach here, and I'm going to let
Mhm.
one of our esteemed guests go first.
Don't trust him, lads. If he knows the game, he comes in there.
The thing is,
I know the
I
answer.
think I know what it is, but I don't know. I can't think of the name. But I know.
Oh, so you don't know it then?
No, I
The
don't.
game is this game's called Name That Game. It's not called I Know That Game, but I can't name it.
I'm trying to think of it. But
Okay, so
go ahead. C-Ran, go ahead.
make your guesses. I will give you no indication of
Yeah.
whether you're right
There's
or
no
wrong.
point even thinking that it says the
Mhm.
quarry.
Okay, what's your guess, Randy?
Man of Medan. I'm gonna say.
Man of
Uh,
Medan. Okay,
That's what that was called. I
Tomahawk.
remember.
Is it Resident Evil 4?
Oh, well, someone has it right. Someone has beaten Cardinal Smith. It's C-Ran. It was indeed the
Beautiful.
glory from Supermassive Games. Man of Medan is one of their last 3 games there.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
was thinking.
Okay. You see, that was the only one that was going. to my
Until
head.
Dawn was the first one. That was the only one.
Yes.
That's
And-
absolutely quality. That's
For
great
my
deduction.
For my
That's-
money, Man of Medan is as good as Until Dawn. Just saying.
I never played them. I played Until
don't-
Dawn
I
and
haven't-
Quarry.
Okay,
No,
so
I
now,
wasn't.
are you ready for game number 2? Are you ready to name
Yes.
this game? I bought this game as it has a campaign. I don't play online. Sorry.
RuneScape.
Let's restart that one. I bought this game as it has a campaign. I don't play online, so look out for these games, and I have played many other in this series. This one was recommended to me by my son, I'm very annoyed that in order to play the campaign, not only do I have to, all caps, wait for hours for it to download the campaign, now it has to download a second campaign. Another 5 hours wait at best. Why? Why? Question mark. None of which is mentioned in the description. Exclamation mark. You guys, name that game. Good luck.
I think I know.
I'm also gonna hazard a guess. Black Ops 3.
Okay.
Tom, do you want to go again?
I was gonna go with the Modern Warfare
Yeah.
remaster.
Okay.
I was going to go Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022.
No one's right.
Oh,
Ooh.
No one is right. Here comes the kicker here. I haven't got clues for this one.
That's interesting that we all went for Call of Duty, though. That's actually
it was the
Playing them-
install.
Clue number 1. It is a Call of Duty game.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019.
No.
Black Ops 4. I just remembered there's a Black Ops 4.
Black
No.
Ops 3.
There's a lot of Black Ops here. Surely hasn't been
I-
as many
I
Black
already,
Ops games.
I already said
There
Black
has.
Ops 3.
I'm gonna say it again. Okay?
Black
I
Ops 4
wasn't
didn't have a
listening.
campaign.
It is not any of those.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
This game was released in 2021.
Oh,
Is it Cold War?
No.
Oh.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Any clue there? Phil?
The Battle Royale one, which I can't remember, so I can't even give it as a guess.
Well, thankfully,
But,
someone
yeah.
got it right,
Yeah.
and they're now
yeah.
beating Google. C-Ran. Well
A
done.
tough one.
Congratulations.
That's a
It was-
tough one.
Yeah.
So the game there was Call of Duty Vanguard. So that means the league table stands like this. Tomahawk, you're still top with 5. C-Ran, you're second with 2. Google is third with 1. And then it's Cardinal Smith with half. And then it's Randy Raichi on 0. But he earns. So the question now is,
Who earns?
can C-Ran survive the rest of the season ahead of Cardinal Smith, despite the fact he's going to have no more like appearances? It's going to be incredible to watch. I hope so.
C-Ran's gonna disappear into the mist and still finish second in this
Watching from afar.
competition.
Still finish second. Imagine that.
It's like Shadow and like this energy. Please don't get it right. Please don't get it right.
It's,
I say, if you see Cardinal's structure and how he plays this game, it's disorganized chaos, is what it is.
He's
yeah.
got a voodoo doll of Cardinal.
He
Yeah,
wishes,
Felt organised there.
he wishes for buzzers. He wishes for a lot of things. I wish he just got a game right just once. That'd be great.
I wonder if he'll beat Google this year. Where the
Google's
season's
tough.
are.
Google the tough one. so-
Tough on the
Although-
crack.
Maitland with Google, I don't even think could beat Tom.
Hmm.
That's bold.
I
No,
don't know.
I trust it. I
There's
trust it.
there's a lot of games Tom has never heard of, but I know one game Tom has heard of, and that's our challenge game, and we're going to get straight there. So this week's challenge game was Trials Fusion, and at the end of the last episode, I said that we were going to do a eliminator style series of races, and then when we played Trials, we realized that each race lasts for about 30 seconds, so enough content. So shock car. The first time it's ever happened on High Scores, High Stakes history. The rules have changed. So-
Shock. Not like
I
us
know.
at all.
So basically, what we have done for the points is Ubisoft have actually made a pretty robust multiplayer suite in this game. And they allow you to organize a playlist of 8 tracks that you can mix and match with however you want. And we have picked 8 different tracks. 6 are medium difficulty, and 2 were hard difficulty to finish it off.
That's right.
And basically, what we've done then is the game also calculates your position in a mini league based on your time of finishing plus the amount of errors you made. And it does all the work for us. So it was handy dandy. It was lovely to allow a computer to do our league table for us at the end of this. So that is what we've done. We have gotten together and played 8 online races. Well,
Well,
I say
Well.
we did that. 3 of us did it, and the person who didn't, well, I guess you're just going to have to watch the gameplay to find out who it was. It may shock you. That's what YouTubers do, right? Is that bait?
Yeah.
Am I
Player
master
4
of
may
bait?
surprise you.
One of us plays not 8 games, and it's cost him big time in the points handing out part of this episode. But
It was
it's
just,
incredible.
again, it might have come down to just a bit of an administration error on our part. But does it
I
really?
don't-
I don't know. I think
don't
I
believe
think we were
so.
clear. I think we were clear in our instruction of the change.
I mean, we were very clear in the instructions.
I
It
think
was
Siran and Randy are looking at us as if like
what
this
is
was
going-
a power play, but
We're
they're
two
just
men that
here
have
to
been wronged.
they're just here to
Yeah,
provide color commentary. To be
it's-
fair,
Yes, I don't.
Who am I cheerleading? Is the question.
Right. Well, once the video goes up, you'll see the issue we had with this week. So one of us doesn't complete the 8 races. It may shock you how many races that person does complete, and another of us did not record the gameplay at all. So whilst this is a 4-player challenge, there are only 2 videos in which to watch. I will let you cheer for whoever of those 2 you wish.
but what
However,
I think
we will
is
be
quite
making
good-
reference to the other 2 players throughout.
Absolutely. What I do think is quite good though about this as well is once the player finishes the line, so myself or yourself, Luvva, finish, you can automatically go to the person who is
Mhm.
leading or not leading. So I think there's a nice wee workaround in terms of
Yep.
the lack of footage we've made up for in you're just catching the ends of people's races
I
as
mean,
well.
Yeah, you could do that. I found it was hit and miss whether or not that button worked half the time, but here we are. But yes, so this week, in no uncertain term, Trials is a difficult game. It always has been difficult from the Flash game and Newgrounds back in the days. But possibly the most difficult thing about Trials is understanding what the format of this challenge was and remembering to press the share button on your DualSense 5.
Oh yeah, that is the real challenge. Always.
So
We've all been there.
I think we've hyped this up enough. I think it's time to show the gameplay, Tomahawk,
Yep. Let's get it loaded.
and see this disaster class firsthand. It
What
is
have
in.
you boys roped me into?
So this is it, the challenge game, a series of 8 races, and the winner takes it all, and the loser walks away empty-handed. The loser this week was something that was very easy to.
Very easy discovered and very easy sought out. Yes.
Yep. So, Trials Fusion, the 3rd sequel of the Trials series, 2014 release. Really, really good game. Really, really difficult game. But an actual really robust multiplayer suite. We've got together. One of our party has like, what's the rules here for this challenge? And we were like, oh, well, we did say this, but it's now this. So just it's this. And then the second question was, what's the controls?
Love it.
So the person who doesn't finish the race is the person who, to be fair, probably stood the least chance of getting any points from this challenge anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, each individual player sees themselves in the lane closest to the camera. So top right is Tomahawk. He's the one closest to the screen with a big weird plague doctor sort of helmet on. And bottom left is me. I am just in a blue
Generic suit.
motorcycle sit.
See, this is the point I wanted to make about this whenever we were going into record. I was like, everyone's going to have a generic rider. I'm going to have to make mine look a bit different. Hence, Plague Doctor and a 3-piece suit. I feel as if
like it.
that's ideal.
I like it.
That's ideal biking attire, isn't it? That's
I'm rooting for you already.
It's about standing out. Standing out and
Exactly,
sending a
yeah.
message.
It's definitely
I agree.
different. It is definitely different. So it is.
What I would say is I would like if you could do a bit more bike customization as opposed to just your 8
Oh yeah.
generic like bikes with terrible descriptions on them. That's the only thing I would say about the the rides.
Yeah. I mean, the descriptions for the bikes are short, sweet, and to the point. They tell you just enough about the bike without telling you anything about the bike. I quickly found that the default bike was my favorite and the easiest and best one to use. So trials, the way this works is it's a obstacle course, straight line to the end. All we have to do is accelerate with the right amount of power, brake at the right times, and lean our rider back and forth in order to keep the wheels on the ground and the rider's head away from the ground as far as possible. We can bail and stuff like that, but that doesn't come into play in these tracks because it just doesn't. Tomahawk, hit play. We'll talk about this as it goes.
Run the tape.
Let Jesus take the wheel.
It is a disaster from top to bottom on many levels, but it is good racing as well. And here we go, race 1 of a series of 8. And this one's a nice wee easy track to get us all warm up. So
It's a nice start. It's not a great.
Yeah.
Oh no, there it goes. There it
Yeah.
goes.
He's
We've lost someone as well. Oh, no,
he's
it's
an
Tom.
absolute scrub lord, so he is. Tom's hit the dirt there, head first. Not what you want to do in trials. So yeah, this track was just nice and easy. I think it's the easiest track you can pick from, and it is a supercross track, so we're all racing at the same time. So if you do any of the mission courses, all you can see is the ghosts of the other riders.
That's
and
what
that
I
is
was
it.
really about to ask. Were they all like this, or was it
Yes.
a time generally? Okay.
Yeah, no, we picked all supercrosses because all the riders at the track at the same time. So
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
that.
Cardinal still going.
Oh.
That's it.
3 of
Up
us have finished. Cardinal hasn't. And just keep an eye on Cardinal here.
You can see
Yeah,
why
Nate's
we
racing.
opted. You can see why we opted for the Supercross format of like playing the 8 races because that lasted 41 seconds from what I could see on the timer there.
Mhm. So pay close attention to the start line here. You'll notice that.
Oh,
You're still here. I thought we lost Cardinal after that first race, but apparently not. Apparently
No,
not.
he cracked on for a little bit longer. I think you could hear him in the chat. He was very irate. Anyway,
Yeah, he just wasn't.
So
He wasn't his normal self, his normal amicable self. So yeah. So spoiler alert. It's Cardinal who we lose.
I was gonna put my money on the wrong fucking pigeon. Oop, apologies.
We could beat that. That's good.
he didn't swear.
That's the annoyance. It's like, how could you do this to me, Cardinal?
No, you're struggling. Well, it's Cardinal.
That's Cardinal struggling this one. See, this is one of the missions where I decided I would just experiment with all of the different vehicles. So I went with the quad bike for this one and just obliterated it.
Mhm.
And that's the point where he gave up and just timed himself out.
Yeah, it literally just says GG, and then that's it. And then the next track started. We were like, "Hey, where's Cardinal?"
Where was it?
So this here is proof
Oh,
that
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
we're down to 3 here. So we were like,
Cardinal.
"What is going on? Where's Cardinal gone?"
He has left the building.
It really affected Tom's performance here. As you can see, he's just getting started, really. But I think that's proof enough that Cardinal understood that it wasn't an eliminator style tournament because he did 2 races and came last in both.
Oh, so he thought he was eliminated?
Well,
We
we
he
don't
did.
know. We don't know is the honest answer to that. I just don't think he was in the right headspace for it and just called it a day when he
The
realized
gaming gods weren't on his side that day anyway.
Nope,
but
nope.
Yeah, I'm really
Here.
struggling. I struggled massively with this one, and this is weird because we did a few
It looks tough.
practice runs and we annihilated all of these medium courses, and I just get absolutely stuck here.
it's just a
completely.
strange one because it's like you can't just go at it and then expect to take it up at that angle. You do have there was a lot of leaning and a lot of figuring at which
Yeah.
angle you have to go onto the ascent really as well.
Tolerance.
But
Yeah,
You have to tell yourself to not just send it. It's like you do need to be very, very careful in your approach. And it's like, but the man-child brain just goes like, press button harder.
yeah.
that's
And
it.
There are parts of it where you do need to
It's
have
hard to watch.
your boot down.
Yeah. 100%.
We're running
This
out of
did give
time
me
here.
a laugh now. Watching Sherry and Luvva just fight.
Who won the second
And-
one, sorry?
Oh, I thought that was
Tomahawk.
Fielder.
Oh.
So this is what annoys me about this, right? As robust as the suite is, you only get points for finishing the track, so you get no credit for getting further than anyone else, which really annoy me because it bites me there really, really hard and gives
Your
Thomas
second, third, and fourth metric is completely skewed. Then at that
It's
point, you're just
gone.
first place builds
Hmm.
a first place can build this impossible lead after about 2 or 3 races.
Pretty
Should
much.
everyone else time out, basically.
Should anyone else fail to finish, it gives you an
That was smooth,
absolute
Tom.
mountain of a lead, almost unassailable if you do it properly. But here, this is tight. This one, the
Tom's
courses
walking
in
this one.
the courses are absolutely unreal in this game.
That's
No,
what I'm actually
I-
taking
like-
in out of this.
Now-
It's absolutely stunning.
Oh,
This is the one I forgot that there's a little hidden jump at the
Jump.
end, and I think in the practice runs this caught us out big time.
Ooh.
Yep. And then
Oh,
Sherry
that's a tight
there,
finish.
that is a
Fun.
tight finish. That one.
Right, tight finish.
Sherry brought it right to the end and just finishes what 0.3 of a second slower than me. Unbelievable. But yeah, no, the courses in this game are really good. They do sort of their checkpoints are balanced out really well, and you do progress even if you're struggling. It does tend to allow you even just a
Oh.
wee bit of progress, especially if they're particularly difficult obstacle or something. You know, if you get past an obstacle, chances are there's going to be a wee checkpoint there for you, just so you can progress through the rest of the course. It's a
why
really
has Tom got a quad?
Because you get a whole rake of options, so you can go on to like all the sturdy bikes. You can go on to like the little miniature bikes. There's a
Mhm.
quad bike,
Yeah.
or there's a unicorn. So in some
Yeah.
of my
Everyone uses
practice runs,
unicorn?
I did in the practice run, but it's like
yeah.
perfect stability. It's perfect grip. It actually like
Oh,
it's a
breaks
it's
the
a
game.
massively
like-
OP like rider.
The quad
so
feel like it'd be a lot
actually
easier.
is-
The quad is a bit easier. It gets over some of these like tires and this terrain a bit handier.
Yeah.
Like, but
See, you
I
say
think
the quad's a lot easier, but the thing about the quad is it has an absolute mammoth engine, so it's easy to throw yourself into like a head spin on it. I don't like the
Yeah,
quad
yeah, yeah.
personally. I think it's really hard to get up hills and stuff in the quad because the engine's so powerful. But if you put your boot down, it will flip you. Totally flip you and leave you
Oh,
in
another
massive
Is this-
trouble.
Is this like the comparison to like using a bike in Mario Kart?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
like-
In fairness
Oh.
to Trials is like
Yeah.
every
It's-
bike, every vehicle handles completely different. I didn't realize I was
think
watching
we've-
myself there.
Yeah, I know. I think we've also fallen out of sync on video here. I do think
Mm-hmm.
course corrects now. Yeah, there we are.
Didn't realize I was watching myself there. I thought I was watching Sherry. I was like, hey, struggling
sir.
there? No, that was me.
It sucks.
I'm dreadful at this. But the best
But
part
it's nice
is
that you just have
Go
like a
ahead.
nice wee battle going throughout a lot of this. Yeah, I do get a bit complacent, I think, in some of the races. But then it's nice to watch yourself and Sherry kind of like battle it out because like the finishes are close in the other
Mhm.
a lot of these heats.
Yeah, it's one of those things though. It's during the practice runs, I think I played way better, and then of course as soon as it starts counting,
That's
that's when
smooth.
all your errors comes in. That's when all the I don't know what it is. It's just sometimes it just gets to you, doesn't it? The high pressure, especially when you see someone take off miles ahead of you, like, oh, I have to catch that person, and then that's when the mistakes creep in. As soon as you start chasing someone else, that's when the mistakes kick in, and it's annoying. So right now it's not close at all. Tom's on 104 points. I'm on
Nah.
86. It's not close at all, and that's because of that track where I didn't finish, but Tom did. And it's sort
That's
of
it, because it's what's the metric? It's 10, 8, and 6 is how they sort of score it, isn't it?
10, 8, 6, and 4. Yeah, everyone who finishes will get points of some description, but it's all rank based.
Oh,
Nice, got it.
good recovery.
No.
Absolute tackers. So it is. That's what that is, boys. Absolute tackers. There's a couple of these tracks where I absolutely can it, but here I go too hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're riding too
To be
hard.
fair, you didn't bail, which was
Oh, that's right. Photo finish. Ah.
And then it
oh
counts as a
I thought
Tom
Luvva got
win.
that.
I know, so do I. This is
yeah.
controversial from the game there, but it counts it as Tom
Deserve
winning.
it.
The only thing about
So-
that is it's
Play on
allowed
one
me to
priority.
chip away at Tom's lead, but I think this is the last one, is it?
That's it. Yes, I think going into a lot of these, I'm very retry
No
heavy.
one's got that.
Well,
Yeah, you don't seem to care about your number of retries. You just want to get to the course.
I will.
Ah.
Yeah, I'd rather make up the points in quicker times and what's the other metric there?
It's a tough jump.
Yeah, no, I'd much rather just get finished and get that done.
Yep.
And then hope that someone else makes more mistakes.
So
Ooh,
this is
Luvva's
the
got a
hardest.
chance here.
It's
This is the hardest difficulty track as well. Just want to say that.
it's a
And
nice course, yeah. I like
I'm
the
absolutely keen in it. Now, if
Tom's
you miss,
struggling with the first jump.
if you
I'm
miss
still,
any
yeah.
of, so this is it.
You need
if
to
you
not
miss,
finish here.
if you miss any
Ah.
of these jumps, then you hit the ground and it's a crash. You can't recover. You need to stay up high. That's what I think the course is called, up high or going up or
Ooh.
something like that. But it is brutally hard.
Yeah,
And it's
Tom
just-
does not care about these restarts. He's not even getting halfway, and he's like, I'm out.
So this jump I'm at, the technique is I need to hit the second curved ramp with my front wheel in the air and full boot. Because if you bounce off of the ramp, you're not making the second jump. You just can't. It's impossible.
No.
And
I
it's just-
genuinely thought Tomahawk was just going to get clear that jump first time just to really wind you up.
I know.
There was
And this-
a bit of
Oh my
a
God, Tom
Leroy
caught it.
Jenkins going on there. I've just closed that gap completely, and I thought that first attempt, I thought, right, that's me. I'm in the clear. See you later, boys. 3 points in the bag. And now we're at the same point. There's 3 retries in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you need to slow down a little bit in that middle ramp, it seems to be, and then just
Yeah.
send off it, really.
You have to get your back. Only your back wheel can touch this ramp. Only your back wheel. If your front wheel touches it, you are toast.
I'm getting so frustrated watching this because I know how I would feel at that very moment. Like
It's one of those ones. During practices, there was a lot of tracks. We tried a lot of different tracks and a lot of different difficulties. And there's a lot of I'm tapping out here, and you can just quit anytime you want. You don't have to persevere. But obviously, if you quit, you're taking a hit on the points.
Yeah.
It's just got to the point now where I need to finish before Tom, and Tom needs to not finish. So it's a battle of the wills here more than anything else. And Tom has.
Oh, that is tragic.
No, it's not. That's
breaking.
Add that to the list of things I love to see. Tomahawk has just made the most difficult series of jumps in this course. Got to the top, driven past the checkpoint, but because both wheels weren't in the ground and he's looking to crash, he was going to crash. It doesn't count as a checkpoint met. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Eats dirt.
So there we go.
It took a lot
And
of
then,
practice and a lot of behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff to remember not to hit circle in a panic, which I think is what I do in a lot of these, and especially in a lot of our practice runs as well. I was like, right, I'm at the home stretch, and I just would blind hit circle and go back.
It becomes a habit, though, doesn't it? It's like just
That's
after a
it.
certain
It's
point, you
habitual
just-
at that point. Yeah.
yeah.
I really want to see where Sherry is.
Sherry is about
He's on a different track.
just
As
shy of halfway.
I was about to ask, where is Sherry?
He's
Sherry,
about
I
halfway
think-
back in the track there. I think he had just got stuck and couldn't do it.
I think he
He's-
tapped out.
He's
Kind
trying
of
to find
Cardinal right having
Cardinal.
a smoke.
Yeah.
But look at
He
this,
just started
right?
driving the other way.
I am inches from the finish,
Aw.
and it doesn't allow me to finish. Absolute,
That's... you got scammed.
absolute fixed.
I think that is what do you call that? Karma.
No, I think
Yeah,
so.
For Uno?
yeah,
For
yeah,
Uno?
yeah. Hey, don't go for your friends as well.
Right. So
I'm gonna
here's
call it this.
here's how this finished. Okay, that was 8 tracks in less than 13 minutes. It is a whistle stop tour of Trials Fusion. It was, I would say, it was hard fought, but it wasn't. The game decided, do you want to know what? Luvva hasn't been top of the league this year. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow him to be top. So here's the final results of the 8 race series. Tomahawk finished top through, I don't know, hacks and stuff, with
Grit,
100,
determination.
130 points. I finish with 101 points. Sherry finishes with 84 points. And Cardinal did 2 races, completed one of them. So we actually don't know what score he finished with. I can only assume he got 4 points in the first race for coming third. So possibly somewhere between 4 and 8 points. But we just don't know. We just don't know. There'll be no way of
One of
knowing.
life's mysteries. That's what it is. Now you
It's-
just chalk it up to the Bermuda Triangle, Area 51, Cardinal score on trials.
It doesn't really matter where Cardinal's score was in the end because in the grand scheme of things, the only score that counts is the score on the high scores, high stakes league table. And that, we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to complain a bit more about trials, okay? Number one, why does it not give you points for getting further than your opponents? Number two, why, oh, why? I was like, honestly, like 4 pixels from the end. My bike was on the finish line and it doesn't allow me to finish.
Crazy.
Eves
Hell.
Gilmo,
Get good.
sort this out. I don't care if this game was released in 2014. Announce a patch, make it better. Ubisoft
you, my
Plus.
friend, got skill dift.
Right. Trials. Good game. Really good game. Really technical game. High skill bar. Cheats Luvva out of easy points. Like, I mean, what was it in that? 129 points in the end? Or 29 points between me and you?
29 points between it, yeah. So that's
Um,
that's those two
When I clearly finished
DNFs.
when
yeah.
I clearly finished a track and should have been given 16 points. But Trials decides, no, don't know what? No. I'm
How'd
gonna
your time
write
in the sun.
I'm gonna write a strongly worded email to Eves Gilmo, and I know she doesn't work for me anymore, but your doll Redmond, she'll get an email too. Yeah.
This is very much high scores, high call-outs this week. I've noticed we've been shouting at a
High
lot
excuses.
of developers.
everyone's being called out, right? So I would say there's a lot to dissect in that, but there really wasn't. Every race finished, you first, me second, and Sherry third. So it was
Carrying the
very,
abyss.
it was consistent, and Cardinal just decided it was so funny because Cardinal just like puts up in our group chat, "GG lads," disappears forever, never to be seen
Yeah.
again.
Also
Um,
is.
and the funniest part is we're all tied for first in the league. Like there was something for him to play for. Do you know what I mean? I mean, all I had to do was finish above Sherry a couple of courses, which
That's it.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't play well either. You know, there could have been a chance for me to have a bad run, him to take a second or whatever. Whereas you pretty much caned every single course. It was pretty much a pretty straightforward victory for
That's
you.
it. Well, I will say though, I'm kind of glad that we did all practicing and stuff because we did tease the idea of potentially doing an expert level track.
Extreme,
And
yeah.
extreme, yes. And I don't think we have the gameplay footage, or at least I would need to go and scrub it out at least. I think it was about 150 retries
Yeah.
per
yeah.
rider,
Yeah.
and we didn't finish it.
No, I think
Tough.
we got about halfway through that course. Because there was wee bits of it where you'd fly through, and then there was like 1 or 2 jumps where you just get stuck. And I think
It's bunny hop and bunny hop on in higher
Yeah.
gradients. Yeah, it just
then-
became unbearable.
it was no fun. I think the limit on the multiplayer for retries is 500. So you would be watching us retry for 500 each. And none of us finish. There's not much content in that.
That is rough. Yeah.
It's savage game. But yeah, it's really good for a game it released near a decade ago, if you want the Frighteners put up, you boys.
I think it holds up, to be honest.
Really
It's one of those
well.
games you can just like. I checked my play stats there quite recently. I've
Mhm.
put 20 hours into it.
Okay.
Wouldn't
so
think
that-
it.
In prep for this, actually.
Mm.
well, that makes me feel better because I have 4 hours clocked on it, and you didn't beat me that much. So get good,
That's
scrub.
alright.
good.
I
One
just want
thing,
to say though, the two who obviously didn't participate in this challenge, as the outside looking in, how did that pan out for you guys? How did that look? How did you expect it to go? Actually, I
Absolute
should say.
chaos in the highest order. But that's just how generally everything went. And actually, like it's Trials is just a fun game to play in general, but it's also really nice to spectate. Like, 'cause I'm actually still like while watching you trying to get over the jump, I'm almost like visually like pressing on
You're
the player
shaking on the
going,
chair
like,
as
going,
well.
lean that way, stop there. Ah! You know, that sort of way. But Trials is great. Something like it's and watching anyone like it's fun watching people at a lower level play as much as it is really like
Yeah.
really high level like gameplay as well of it. You know.
Yeah, it's
Sean,
it's,
last track was a bit rough.
it's one of those
Yeah, it
games
was.
where even when you're making mistakes, you're like, I know what I have to do. It's just figuring out the mechanics to do
Yeah,
what you need
yeah,
to,
yeah.
and it's just
Eh,
like you sort of learn incrementally. So I was like, if I do this, will this get me? It's that last
I
track was a nightmare.
I do the same thing. I'm just like, if I just press the inputs harder, it'll work this time.
Yep,
And
yep.
Yeah,
it never
it's
does
the old.
either.
If I lean forward when I
Yeah,
use the
yeah,
control
yeah.
stick, I
It's
will.
literally
Yeah, I'll
that.
jostle it that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
Incredible.
I actually remember some of like our party chats. I think playing Trials HD.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember us
yep.
saying an awful lot of
it's
words,
like, this will be good
strong
for
words.
this will be good for a
whilst
podcast in the
playing it.
future, won't it?
Yeah, Trials HD for my money is way harder than Fusion is. I think I've put 4 hours into it. I think I said to you, Tom, 58% of the way through the campaign, all gold.
Yeah,
So it's not the world's longest game. It's not the. Like I don't think I ever got halfway through Trials HD. I think I got the about became brutally difficult.
It was unreal, unreal.
But what a game! What a
Mm.
game! But yeah, there's not much else to say about it. There's not an awful lot of
yeah.
Trials bone. So let's get to the league table and how we are standing. So after that, Tomahawk picks up 3 points for coming in first. I came second, so I get 2 points. Sherry continues his wee trend. 3rd week in a row, he picks up points.
See, bridging
gets-
that gap.
Mr.
He-
Consistent.
He's
He
getting something.
came third there, so he gets a single point. And Cardinal, because he played two tracks and then dashed, gets 0. So that means the league now looks like this. Tomahawk, you are first with 20 points. I
Deadlock
am
broken.
second
What
on
cost him?
19 points. Cardinal is third with 17 points. And Sherry is fourth with 8 points. We're getting somewhere. That deadlock seems to have been broken. The only thing
And
is,
the
though, is
Gap from 3rd to 4th is 9 points. We're into single digits again.
yeah.
What's that one slip cost him 2 places.
The one
That's-
misunderstanding. We can only assume it was a misunderstanding of the rule, but I think if he comes in next week and says, "Listen, I thought it was you lose one race and you're out," then the question is, why did you race the second?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's threw the head up, I think.
Nah,
went,
he's threw the
"You
head
know
up.
what? I'm not built for this."
Broke
I
the
don't
controller.
need
Love
points
is-
this week.
Luvva has just absolutely annihilated that first course. He's obviously a high player at trials, and I
was-
don't stand a chance. I'm just going to go now.
Intimidated.
Took his bag and left. Took his ball.
Took his foot.
Took his motorcycle helmet and went home. That's
Getting
what I
called for dinner.
do.
Getting called for dinner.
That's what I do to my opponents in this podcast. C-Ran
his bike made it.
hasn't. This is the first time anyone's seen C-Ran since Uno. This is the first time someone's seen
I've been grinding.
Randy since Golf with Friends. We're no longer friends because of Golf with Friends. Sherry
You're
hasn't been
here
seen.
merely
that
as
is-
a quadrant.
That is a theme.
Sherry hasn't
Golf
been
with
seen
Friends.
since season 1, and now Cardinals decided I'm not built for this. And listen, I'm intimidating. It's the beard. It's also the skill level. Listen, folks, I apologize for being so intimidating, so manly, and so what's the word? Alpha.
My days.
You'd think he won.
You would think he won.
Yeah, you would
You think
think
he's
that,
top of the table?
but right
Is
now,
it possible to die of cringe?
It's a good thing these boys are only here for the 1 week, isn't it?
isn't it? Isn't it? Absolutely zero respect here. All I'm saying is, Tom has outperformed his performances from last
I
season
have
by
doubled.
300%. You know, you won 1 challenge last year. You've now won 3, and yet you're a singular
actually-
point ahead of me.
I know that's it. Like in terms of the league table points, it actually doesn't like three challenge wins doesn't actually it doesn't seem to mean anything right now.
No, it
'cause
doesn't.
We're all at like a similar level this time around.
See, me at my worst is 1 point. Then you
Off my greatest form in this podcast's lifespan, yeah.
possibly ever. This might be the purple patch of Tomahawk. This could be your Dominic Calvert-Lewin season.
All right, we've the second half of season 2 to come, and that's where the form plummets to earth.
It's gonna be like a Yakubu season. Score 11 goals before Christmas. Finish the season with 11 goals.
11 goals better off anyway.
And speaking of goals, shall we get to the wrap up and tell everyone what the next game and the next challenge is going to be?
Oh,
I
that
think
was
we
so
should.
silky. That was
I
absolutely
think we should.
bloody silky. Love it.
Podcast.
Let's go.
Hashtag podcast goals. That is it. That is episode 5 of season 2 wrapped up. It's done. It's gonzo. And so is the deadlock in the league. There is some separation happening here. Thankfully, it's because Cardinal Smith decided he wasn't built for trials and trials wasn't built for him. And it's cost him. It's cost him. Will it cost him in the long run? Who knows? Can Sherry close that gap? He's down to single digits now to catch him. It's going to be decent. It's going to be decent. So that leaves us with 2 jobs to do, Tomahawk. Well, me with 2 jobs to do. You just have to sit there and look pretty. You get the easy stuff. It's good. So first thing we're going to do is, what is next week's challenge? What is next week's game? Next week's game is a celebration of the beautiful game. It is the one, the only, Lionel Messi approved eFootball 2K24. So it is. The challenge is going to be really, really simple. 2v2. We're going to be AC Milan versus Inter Milan. So if you want to see who has been screwed with who, stick around to the end of this episode and you will see the return of the wonderful Wheel of Misfortune. And let's just hope that it's not me and Cardinal versus Tomahawk and Sherry, because that would throw controversy into the mix, because that's the only, we've used it twice, and it is the only combination of players that has ever thrown out. It could be this random wheel, may not be random at all.
I think if it does, if it comes out that way, I'm drafting in Siran just on a whim that he's good at eFootball.
Good at FIFA.
I would say I'd draft in Randy, but
You would be better playing without me, honestly.
just put my dual sense in the floor and walk out.
Unless it's a rocket-powered car, I might have.
We did that in season. We were there in season 1. Like we've evolved beyond that.
I think I'd say you've degenerated beyond that from the cars.
Well,
but
that's what the guest would say, isn't it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, degeneration is the name of the game here, and if you want to see more of degenerate behavior, you know where you can do that. Everywhere on the internet. So on Instagram, we throw up little short videos, we throw up little league table updates, we throw up a whole heap of content on Instagram. That is instagram.com/High Stakes Podcast. Also, we are available on X, formerly Twitter. And that is at HScoresHStakes. There we do a whole heap of stuff. We get stuck into discussions about games, mostly Dino Crisis, not going to lie. Titanfall 2 has started its way into the rotation.
Creeping back into us again, yes.
Because there's so many rumors are starting to float.
We don't have time to go into
Titanfall 3.
Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope.
Our ex-social media manager is very, very excited and has been diving into every discussion he can find on Titanfall 2. We do lots of other stuff on X as well. So we do like this day on PlayStation where we delve through the historical releases of PlayStation on any given day.
He just looks for Dino Crisis re-releases. That's all he's chiming in for.
It's all he's paid to do. The man's just doing his job. Just let him do it. Just let him do it. We are also on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@HighScoresHighStakes. There we throw up a whole heap of short videos, outtakes from the podcast, full episodes as well. If you want to watch the full video format of this podcast in glorious 1080p, you can get us there on YouTube. We are also available on Discord. The Discord link is in the description of this episode. There is a whole heap of content. So every episode has its own server. If you want to partake in any of the challenges we have ever done on this podcast, do the challenge, take a video or take a screenshot, go to the Discord, upload it there. Every server has its own league table and stuff like that. So why not take part? We also have loads of servers, What You Playing, where there's just general game and discussion and stuff. So there's lots and lots happening in Discord. And I think twitch.tv/high scores, high stakes, where we are irregularly
Pending.
streaming as and when we can. There, we will be playing any game at all, any game we're playing casually, any game we're playing in prep for a challenge coming up on this season, or just random games completely. So there'll be no schedule. We're just doing it as and when, and it'll be either me, Sherry, Tomahawk, or Cardinal. I doubt you'll ever see a stream where all four of us are present, but you'll get one of us. And I'm not saying anything, but I'm pretty sure my streams will be the highest quality of those, but whatever. Twitch.tv /high scores, high stakes. And I think, have I forgotten anything, Tomahawk?
We do TikTok, which is basically just
Oh,
the
yeah.
same as the YouTube shorts. Just we outtakes, gameplay stuff, and yeah, I don't get TikTok, but it's just another outlet for
That's it.
outreach, I suppose.
Yeah,
It's
so
a thing.
tiktok.com /high scores, high stakes.
Oui.
And that leaves us then with one thing to say, but two things to do. So let's get straight to the wheel of misfortune and see what the teams are going to be for eFootball. And this then is the last thing we have to do this episode, Tomahawk, is we have to find out who the teams are going to be in eFootball. So let's just put us out of our misery here and see in what glorious order it's going to pick me and Cardinal versus you and Sherry.
One can only hope. I mean, third time surely can't be the charm here, but we'll
Can't be.
we'll click to spin.
That's it. Go on ahead. Put us out of our misery. Who's going to have home advantage?
Mr. John
Yeah.
Sherry.
Oh, I thought that was Tomahawk. I don't know how this is working, but okay. I mean,
Okay.
my section's massive.
And are we spinning for his
So-
opponent? Or
Yes,
his
so
I'd say so, yeah.
Sherry's the team captain for his team, and then this draw will be the captain for the opposite side then. Let's find out what the crack is going to be here. Oh, is that
That's Tom. That's
Oh,
Tom.
is it Tom or Cardinal? I don't know.
Oh, that's right in the middle.
Oh,
Tom?
Ooh.
Oh.
The deadlock's broken.
it's been broken.
We've broken the
is-
curse.
Once
Totally
friends, now
ra-
enemies. The
Totally
story's right there
random.
already.
So this is it?
So who's going to be teamed up with Sherry? Let's find out. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
That's
my.
Luvva. That's Luvva.
That's Luvva. Has to
Mm.
be.
Yes.
Yes.
And just to keep everything nice and dandy, we will just confirm the fourth player slot.
Love it.
Oh, I think that's
wonder if it's
Cardinal.
gonna
I think that's
be-
Cardinal.
It's
I don't
tight,
know, man. I don't know.
but it's Cardinal Smith.
No
Sorry.
way. Stop.
These are- Stop account. This is incredible scenes.
I
So
can't believe it.
Are the bookies taking notes?
yes. So we're
Um,
going to get to this whole point. So this draw then is to see which team we're going to be. So whichever team comes out first will be the team that Sherry and I will be controlling. So go on ahead, Tom, spin away, mate. The wheel of misfortune. I don't know who's better because I haven't seen Italian football in a long time. Just go with Inter. Come on, Inter.
That's it. It's very much a
Ah,
Hey,
does not
Assassin's
matter
Creed.
kind of thing. Because that's the real winner,
yes.
Randy. Assassin's Creed.
Congratulations.
I hope it's one of the good ones.
Champions League final. Inter.
And that is myself and Cardinal Smith as Inter Milan.
Okay, so it's all confirmed then. And that is that then. The dramatic draw has been made. So just to clarify and confirm, the teams are Sherry and Luvva as AC Milan versus Tomahawk and Cardinal as Inter Milan. In the San Siro, we will see you there. And the way it's going to work is the same we always do our teams. The winning team will get 3 points each. The losing team gets 0. And there may or may not be bonus points to be given to possibly the top goal scorer. Who knows?
TBC.
TBC. But before we go, big thanks to these two chaps for pulling us out of a bit of a hole this week and sort of filling the void left by Sherry and Cardinal. So thank you very much. Siran, if you have anything you want to shout out for yourself, go on ahead, mate. Get it out there.
Now's the platform to do it.
I'll be starting streaming again on TikTok. So TikTok Ceeran, CEERAAN. So I'll be up there. So look out there.
It's a lot of unnecessary vowels, but I like it.
Too many vowels. Yeah, some might say.
Never up too much.
I mean,
Probably have to outnumber the consonants.
I have heard that E is the most used letter in the English language. I have also heard that it could be because Siran throws them in everywhere.
I'm carrying it.
And also you too, Randy. Thank you so much, mate, for pulling out a whole. Anything you want to plug whilst you're here?
That was all. Nothing I could think of because I use like a Twitter that I just browse on that I never really post on. Randy Vaichu. And I'll call it
Lurker,
Twitter.
that's what
I
it
won't
is,
call
yes.
it X because I refuse to call it X unless I'm held at gunpoint by Elon Musk. But,
It could happen, mate. It could
It
happen.
could happen. It could happen.
The man's
Probably
gone
gives you a Tesla.
crazy. No.
But no streaming or anything exciting like that. There, just getting through the backlog that is ever growing, and that's about the height of it. Hopefully, get back on someday to redeem myself.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna have
With
to
an off
skill
season
up.
coming up anyway.
Yeah.
Weeks to fill. And then that means then I'm not going to thank Tomahawk.
I'm
So
here
I'll
every week. What's the point?
refuse.
It's part of the course.
Actually obligated to be here.
You're here forever.
And that leaves me with just one thing to say then. I'll be Mr. Luvva. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. See you Monday. Love y'all. Bye.